welcome Imagine Cup finalists. First off, congratulations. Second off, my name is Kate, and I'm actually going to be bringing in two of my favorite people that are going to give you some tips when it comes to making your presentations here in July in Seattle, home of Microsoft, for the Imagine Cup World Championships. This is our 16th year, and we are very, very excited. So let's introduce you to two of my very good friends here. We have got Michael and Irene. Starting off with Michael, what are you doing on our stage here today? What are you here to tell us, and what's your experience with Imagine Cup?
Well, I am a speech coach, and I've worked in other Imagine Cups, and I've coached a number of finalists.
Aha, coach finalists, very important. Now, Irene, you come to us from another continent, as well as your experience. Tell us a little bit about what you're doing on the Imagine Cup stage right now.
I am originally from East Africa, Kenya, and now I call Washington State my second home. I am a court interpreter here in Washington State, and I get to interact with different judges and different judges and also different lawyers.
Excellent. And you two are here to give us some tips, give you guys some tips to making that World Championship presentation. So, Michael, my first off to you.
Well, before we start,
sure.
I have a question for you. You've been to, what is it, 5
This will be
finals?
my 5th year.
You've seen the winning speakers. What do all the winning speakers have in common? What do they do to give great winning presentations?
First off, they're super excited, super passionate. Secondly, very succinct. Sometimes, wherever you are, the technology can give you a little bit of a hurdle. It's just how life is, right? The people that have always made it through are the people that have their communication down, that know exactly what they're going to say, and more importantly, are excited to say it, regardless of whether there are wrenches thrown into the system, which, as we all know, on a live audience and a live show can happen. They're also very excited to be there. So that was my experience, and I know for our audience theirs. Michael, Irene, take it away. Let's hear some top tips.
Thank you for that. Let's give you some tips. What's the big question people face?
The big question you face is, how can you give a winning presentation? To do this, you have a couple challenges. Your team only has 3 minutes. That is about 180 seconds, approximately 600 words to give a winning presentation. That is not the only challenge you face. Most speakers are nervous. For us, we have to be comfortable when we're speaking in front of a camera. For you, you will need to be confident when you're speaking to the judges. You might feel the pressure of this competition. You may be worried that you're not ready for this challenge. And maybe English isn't your first language. If this is the case, please, Michael, tell us what you can do.
Well, here are some suggestions. I would recommend you choose your best English speaker, the person who can speak most clearly to deliver that 3-minute presentation. Use PowerPoint to help you, or show your product if you can hold it in your hand. You want to speak and pronounce clearly. We want to understand you. And to do that, try to speak in short phrases, not long, rambling sentences, and follow each short line or phrase with a silent pause. There's a Chinese proverb that says, when the words end, the meaning flows on. So it's important to put pauses in your presentation, even though you have only 3 minutes. Now let me give you some advanced professional techniques for speaking English. There's 2 things. You want to go up in pitch, you want to go down in pitch, because English is a musical language. To get an idea across in a sentence, you usually have one key word. You want to hit it, punch it, emphasize it. How do you do it? By raising the pitch of that word. Let me give you an example of this sentence. Tom doesn't drive to work. I'm going to say each word in that sentence by raising its pitch, and listen to the different meaning you get from the sentence. First, Tom doesn't drive to work. Next, Tom doesn't drive to work. Maybe he used to. Next, Tom doesn't drive to work. And finally, Tom doesn't drive to work. The word you emphasize by going up brings out the meaning of that word and changes the meaning of the whole sentence. Now, the most important thing of all, though, to sound confident, decisive, and authoritative when you speak is this. Make sure that when you end a word, a phrase, or a sentence, make sure you drop the pitch of your voice down on the last syllable. That's what's important. So if you're greeting people, don't say good morning. Don't go up in pitch on the end. Say it in a rounded fashion, like an arc, so you go down on the end, like this. Good morning. Thank you for being here. Going down on endings makes you sound sure-footed and confident. And apply this to yourself when you introduce yourself and say your own name. I know many languages in the world would not go down on endings. They may go up or stay flat. But try this. It's good for English ears. When you say your name, make sure the last syllable goes down. I'm Gurpreet Patel. My name, I'm Michael Buschmohle. A Chinese friend of mine, I'm Yanan Xu. Go down on endings, and this adds authority to what you're saying. Now, here's your assignment. Here's your challenge.
I like
You've
this.
got only 3 minutes, right? So, how do you fill that? We're suggesting that you take the 3 minutes and divide it into 6 parts, each of them about 30 seconds long. The 6 parts correspond to what the judges are looking for. We have them in a circle here, and we'll cover each one. You've got to introduce your team, describe the need or the problem. What Microsoft technology did you use? What product did you come up with? What are the benefits to the audience? And what is your business plan? So let's start out. Irene, what do they need to do about their team?
The first thing that you need to do out of the 6 is introduce your team. What school do you go to? What country are you from? And lastly, introduce your team members.
Now, you've got the team, and now your team has looked out into society, into your country perhaps, and you found a problem, a need, something that was not being met. Maybe it's a human suffering type need. Maybe it's something else. Or maybe it's an opportunity. Maybe a new game needs to be created. There are problems and opportunities everywhere. And that is what will drive and inspire your creativity. I've got an example of sometimes a problem can also be an opportunity. Some time ago, a shoe company sent 2 salesmen to a poor country to sell shoes. The first called back and said, "Oh, we can't sell shoes here. They don't wear shoes." The second salesman called back and said, "Wait, this is a great opportunity. They have no shoes. They need shoes." Sometimes both can happen at the same time. It's the problem, it's the need that drives you, that encourages you to come up with something innovative. Now, how do you do it? Here's where you turn to Microsoft's products and technology, the platforms. Have you made good use of the features of the platforms you're using? Are you creating innovations of technical design or innovations in user experience? Let us know what you've done using Microsoft products, services, technology to come up with what you've done. Now, what have you created?
So, the next thing you need to do is describe your product or innovation to the Microsoft judges. We want to know, what is it? How does it work? What does it do? And we also want to know, what does this product create a new category of product or services?
So you've got this product. Now, who is it for? Who is the audience? Who is the market for this product? What will they take advantage of? What benefits will they gain if they have or use or purchase your product? How will this make their life better? How will this solve a world problem or just a local problem? How will this create something that people will enjoy playing with to make their life richer or better? That's the audience that you're trying to reach with your new product. What about the business plan?
So, what is your business plan? Is it strategic? Is there a market for this product or innovation? And what is your business model? This can be online, a franchise, or a premium price product. After all, this is a business. So how can you make profit?
What about feasibility?
Is this plan realistic? And do you need potential partnership?
Or investors, right?
Yes, you might also need potential investors, or you might even have one.
Okay, so you've put the 6 parts together. Now you've got to deliver it. You stand before the judges and the audience and our final suggestions. Try to stand tall, relax if you can, and smile. Keep your eyes on the audience, the judges, not looking down at your notes. Open with high energy and keep it going. It is passion, it is enthusiasm, energy that's brought you here. You want to share that. Emotions are contagious. You want your energy, your emotions to reach the judges and the audience. And remember these 3 tips. Speak in short phrases, followed by with short, silent pauses, and most important, drop your pitch firmly on endings. This way you will sound confident.
As you finalize your presentation, end with one line that's memorable and summarizes the value of your product or innovation. At the very end, you want to finish by repeating your team name. This will help the judges remember who you are.
Let me give you an example of that. A few years ago, a team from a country in Africa was facing the problem of malaria caused by mosquitoes. So they used Microsoft technology and they created an app. And this app, when you played it, made the sound of a dragonfly, which scared away mosquitoes. So you could summarize that product with this kind of a line. We are proud of creating this app because it does three things. It scares mosquitoes, it stops malaria, and best of all, it helps save lives. We are the Totem Team. Thank you for listening.
Congratulations in being part of this Imagine Cup presentation finalist. We wish you the very best of luck.
Kate.
Man, I'll tell you something. Very succinct. I understood every single aspect of what you were asking people to do, and more importantly, finishing on that one line. I can't tell you how many times that one line adds to the overall presentation, gives you goosebumps, and really helps set the stage for a winning team in presentation. So guys, thank you so much, Michael, Irene. Appreciate you being here. And thank you for watching, and we'll see you at the 16th annual Imagine Cup later this summer.